refuge, a place of safety, peace, and well-being. Our beloved Arctic Refuge generously provides these treasured resources to our world, and they are not for sale.
I'm opposed to drilling in Anwar because there are reasons it was designated a refuge, for gosh sake.
I'm among the Alaskans who wholeheartedly believe that the coastal plain should be preserved as wilderness for many reasons.
Taking steps towards developing any part of the Arctic Refuge would be a choice, and it would be a wrong choice.
This is neither a simple place nor a simple issue.
This is a cultural, human rights, food security, and life itself issue.
What is planned with development up in the Arctic Refuge is actually crazy.
We fully believe that that development cannot be done in the, I heard it like 10 times today, responsible manner.
Go up to Prudhoe Bay. There's infrastructure almost all the way across the tundra there.
Over 75 historical sites that were once used for subsistence usage areas are now restricted to access from my people who once hunted there. And to hear you can't hunt at Putu, you can't hunt at Kayoktosiluk, that hurts me because my son won't ever get the chance to ever hunt where my grandparents hunted, where I learned to hunt also.
I'm scared that one day I will have to tell stories to my grandchildren of what caribou used to taste like, what our animals and our traditional celebrations were, because we are not able to do that and I'm not able to share that with them. That my great-great-grandchildren won't even know who they are.
Consider the mental health of those who left cities. Consider those who need nature. Thank you.
Our land has been under attack for over 2 centuries, and our people are in constant struggle to just live.
My culture is not up for debate. The health and well-being of my people is not up for debate. Masicho.
The Gwich'in Council International represents all of the Gwich'in of Alaska, the Yukon Territory, and the Northwest Territory to the Arctic Council. I'm here on behalf of the Gwich'in people to unilaterally condemn the sale of oil leases within the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge.
I am from the Inupiaq Nation. I stand here in solidarity with Gwich'in Nation. The health of the people is directly tied to the health of the land.
My heart stands with the Gwich'in people.
Inupiaq people. We're not separate. We're together. What happens to them happens to us. It happens to you. It happens to all of us.
My family, my husband is an Inupiaq. My kids, I'm a mother of 5 children that I'm raising in Utqiagvik. We're fighting to hold on to this culture that is so beautiful, so amazing. And it is in direct conflict with this type of action.
We think about our grandchildren's grandchildren. I think about our future generations, and that's what I was taught.
Area, think and show respect now for us and for future generations, like other people talked about their grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
Big paychecks only benefit a small percentage of people at the very top, not the families and communities left to clean up the mess and deal with the fallouts long after the last barrel is tapped.
I think that we can be more creative in the jobs that we create for our economy in Alaska and for our children.
By the end of 2018, Andrew will have spent $20,000 visiting Alaska. That first trip to the Arctic Refuge, with all of its splendid scenery and abundant wildlife, is what hooked him on our state.
For me and thousands of others like me, it's our refuge.
And my personal plea is, I love recreating up there. I think that land is really beautiful. It's a magical place, and it's really a healing grounds for those of us lucky enough to make our way that far north.
As sportsmen and conservationists, we know the value of big, wild tracts of unmarred landscape.
And had the opportunity to hunt with mushing. I backpacked in and pack rafted out, and it's provided the meat on my table for my family.
One of my concerns, given that I recreate in the refuge and that I work in the refuge and that I hunt in the refuge and specifically in the 1002, is how public access will be guaranteed. That's one of the mandates of the refuge, and certainly in areas where there's currently oil development, public access is forbidden.
I grew up exploring many of the remote corners of our state by dog team, and I even had the good fortune to run Iditarod in 2001. And I'll make no mistake about it, I've been to the Arctic Refuge twice since then, and we are talking about one of the wildest corners left in our state, and we need to keep it that way.
We've got to find another way of living together in this world without going and destroying every single last corner of this world.
It is not responsible to extract that oil, which is only going to make our situation worse and worse, which is beginning to happen already.
In fact, Alaska is warming twice as fast as the rest of the United States. This warming is straining our infrastructure and natural systems. Even here in Fairbanks it is.
There are villages that are having to be moved because of climate change, and they have a lot to say.
And as an Alaskans, we really need to be looking at other ways to diversify our economy, to come up with a new economy that's not oil-based.
Planet. Fossil fuel development is the wrong move for the future of our state, our economy, and our health. Global scientific consensus acknowledges this. Our own state's in-progress climate policy acknowledges this.
Of life. As an Alaskan, I say we must transition our economy off of fossil fuel extraction and towards a just transition focused on regenerative energies and economies. We must stop development on sacred lands.
I think the world is saying, hey, it is time to transition. In fact, I think Murkowski's up there talking about alternative energies and learning about, these microgrids, which Alaska leads the world in those.
I'm speaking today as a high school teacher who aims to prepare students for their future. A future that scientists and economists agree cannot be ruled fully by oil and gas.
And that's where I learned to walk in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and remember being surrounded by thousands of caribou just sitting on a rock, walking all around me.
It is right now, at this very moment as we're sitting here, the caribou of the porcupine herd, 200,000 animals, are migrating through the snow.
And please don't disturb the calving ground.
We want to keep that number of caribou this high because they're important to the web of life. They feed wolves, bears, and people.
The 1002 area of the coastal plain is unique in many ways, some of which we'll never fully understand.
First, the Arctic Refuge as a whole is the largest protected area of complete, connected boreal and Arctic ecosystems in the world. The coastal plain is an integral part of this set of ecosystems.
Something will have gone out of us as Americans if we ever let our remaining wilderness, including the coastal plain, be destroyed. We need that wild country. As much of it as we still have left. We need it when we're young because of the sanity it can bring to our insane lives. And we need it when we're old, simply because it's there.
It may be the law now, but we will never give up until the calving grounds is protected. Our children, our future generations, they deserve to see the world as it was in the beginning, not just when we're done with it.